Hi guys and welcome back to the Finanza portal. Today we are gonna talk about a big tech company and that is Meta Platforms. It's in the communication services sector, more in particular internet content and information. It's a well-known company and today we are gonna talk about it. Well, the company was formerly known as Facebook Inc and then changed its name a few months ago to Meta Platforms. This happened last year and more specifically in October 2021. Meta Platforms develops products that enable people to connect and share with friends and family through their devices, computers, mobile phones, but also in the near past virtual reality headsets, wearables, and other devices. This company operates mainly in two main segments that are family of apps and reality labs. Very often we are biased because we know very well the family of apps part of the company, whereas reality labs is more kind of unknown for us. Trying to simplify for you, Reality Labs is about the so-called metaverse, whereas Family of Apps is the core business of the company, and it's the part of the company that was able to generate so much growth and revenues during these years. Well, this was an introduction about the company and its characteristics. And now let's dive into the two main businesses of the company. Well, the family of apps segments products include, well, the most famous one may be the Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Facebook is the original company and the original business of Meta Platforms. It enables people to share, discover, and connect with people, interest, news, and much more. And as I said before, it was the original business of Meta Platforms. It was the original creature of Mark Zuckerberg. On the other side, Instagram is about a community tool, a community app for sharing photos, videos, but also private messages, as well as feed stories, reels, which is a new component, videos, live shows, and shops. So Instagram basically started with photos only, but then the app evolved, adding so many new features in order to evolve and fight against several competitors. So a lot of interesting new add-ins were included in the app. The most important one, in my opinion, is the Reels one, because in this case, Instagram and Facebook, also known as Meta Platforms, is trying nowadays to fight back against TikTok and its main application. Messenger, on the other side, is a messaging application for people that it is used to connect with friends, family, groups, but also businesses across platforms. And there are several devices. You can chat, you can make audios and video calls, and the like. It is, in my opinion, strictly linked with Facebook, and like, but it's just my personal opinion, of course. It is the least important app in the group for several reasons. Because, for example, WhatsApp, which is another important app in this family, is, in my opinion, better, and it is more used by people and more common among them. So I don't think, just a personal opinion, that Messenger will be the future for Meta Platforms. Last but not least, there is WhatsApp, which is a very simple messaging application, very common among people and used by them. And it's used to communicate privately mainly. You can also like do groups, but you certainly know about the Facebook, and I won't talk it about about WhatsApp, and I won't talk about it. Like, I will pass to other more important things in my opinion. It's kind of very easy to use, and it's mainstream. It's really successful. Like, even if the company has not monetized directly from it, at least yet, maybe in the future there will be like a fee, there will be like a subscription fee to use WhatsApp. I don't really know. Maybe Meta platforms could do it, like having a subscription fee in order to use the app, but it's just speculation after all. Well, the other part of the company is the Reality Labs segment, which provides AR and VR related products comprising hardware and software and content. Basically, is the future of the company for several people. And in this case, the main goal is to create content to help people in order to feel connected anytime, anywhere, with like stronger connections than the other apps, like for example Facebook and Instagram, because of course with virtual reality and augmented reality there are like interactions, but they should be like more real than the ones that you can have through only a mobile phone. So that's all about AR and VR in this case. So this was the description of the company. And now let's dive in the 3 pros versus 3 cons of the company. It's all about opportunities versus challenges. And here, before starting, the usual disclaimer: this is not investing advice, just educational material that can help you to increase your knowledge for sure. But do always your own research and be advised by expert by investing. While investing, this is not investment advice. So let's start with the 3 opportunities that I personally see while looking at Meta platforms. First of all, growth could be slowing as well as users. This may be true, but on the other side, while considering Facebook, you have always to remember that here we are talking about the company with the biggest consumer base in the world. So let's think about that. Everyone, in fact, has at least one of these apps, and you certainly use it or them daily. So, whereas Facebook originally collected mainly younger users, now it's more common with adults. So, here, over there, a target market with adults. Younger generation, on the other side, have moved to Instagram, which provides more immediate reactions like and comments through photos. And Instagram gave also the company the possibility to monetize more. It's a very good business for Meta platforms, that's for sure. So, in your opinion, is there any other company with such a great client base? I honestly don't think so. Do you? And having so many users and potentially customers is, in my opinion, such a great power, not only for the advertising business, and of course, with the use of our data. It is fantastic for them to create targeted advertisements, but also for selling new products and services. And so having such a great client base can help you selling new products and services. And here we can go with advantage number 2, which is the possible boom of the metaverse. So here about this topic, I am making some other videos, so go and watch them if you like, of course. The metaverse, well, some people call it also Web3 application, or several names. But the metaverse is about providing new VR and AR experiences to users. It's a completely new field with so many opportunities, and of course, when and where there are new opportunities, it is plenty of upside for companies, and potentially they can reach and have also new profits. So you have also to consider, in considering like this opportunity and this topic, the fact that the parent company has changed its name in Meta Platforms, so Metaverse, of course. Maybe it's just rebranding. This may be an option for sure, but it could also mean that the company is heading towards a new goal. They want to be successful in this field. So honestly, I am kind of biased in this case because I'm pretty excited by tech and innovation. So I'm really curious to see where Zuckerberg is going to with this new sector. Nowadays, Reality Labs is just a marginal part of the company. The most important part of the company is about online advertisement. And Reality Labs has more costs and research and development costs rather than profits, for sure. But generally, you should look at these investments for the long term, and they should be for the long term. And very often, like investing, not only for investors, but for companies too, is about looking at the long term, not focusing on the short term. Even if like earnings goal are very short term, companies sometimes have to focus and have to go for the long term. So even if the metaverse, even if the metaverse project, this overall project, won't be successful, we should also consider that Facebook can have several plan Bs, that is the possibility to acquire several companies to fulfill its needs. So the option about the metaverse and being successful about the metaverse is not only something about like that can be achieved internally, but that can also be achieved externally through acquisitions. We will certainly see what will happen. And now let's move to another like opportunity and positive aspect of meta platforms, with number three and last positive aspects, which is relatively cheap multiples nowadays, at least, considering comparables. So even if Facebook nowadays is in the communication sector, it is pretty clear that, for example, when you like compare the price earning ratio for meta platforms, it's cheaper than its comparables, and its comparables are, of course, Netflix and Amazon. Just have a look at them, or more properly, Alphabet, also known as Google. Google is a company that has really a similar business model for revenues, and that is online advertising. So even if multiple analysis is not a dogma, Facebook is a lot cheaper than past times. Maybe one should argue that the company has finished its best period, but are we really sure about that? Only time will see. And now let's look at three negative characteristics and challenges that the company could have to face in the future, and it's facing already at the present. Let's start with challenge number one, competition Facebook had competition in the past, and in the past, Facebook was able to destroy it completely. Whereas nowadays, there is like a big threat, especially coming from TikTok. I am not a TikTok fan, but there is no doubt that the app is having a great time. Instagram tried to answer with Reels, as I said to you in the introduction about the company, but on one side they aren't going so well. Plus, it's pretty clear that photos are an easier tool to monetize for Facebook. Well, nowadays, in the future, this may change, of course. So even if I'm pretty skeptic that TikTok can destroy this tech giant, there are some serious doubts about growth and profitability in the future for Meta and Zuckerberg. In the past, the company has reacted very well with acquisitions and innovations, but now everything seems like more complicated. So now let's move at challenge number 2 for the company, and it's the metaverse itself. And so, wasn't it a positive thing? Yes, for sure, but more return, more risk. That is a simple law of money. So, even if the metaverse is for sure an opportunity, will it be a good opportunity or only a waste of money? That's the real question. So, will the company be able to compete and win in the metaverse, NFTs, VR, AR, atmosphere, and the like? So the challenges here are enormous, competition like huge, and money spent to succeed in the metaverse is really a lot. So this can be a huge opportunity, but also a huge threat for the company. This could be a double-edged weapon for meta platforms and potentially destroy the company in the future. So now let's move and to talk about challenge number 3, our last one, and that's controversy. So is Zuck generally liked by people? Maybe not. Is the Facebook brand loved by the audience? I don't think so. As the company had some troubles in the past regarding its behavior and so on. So, when we are talking about Facebook, Meta, or Zuckerberg, every potential investor has to know that the brand is not loved at all. It's no Apple or Berkshire. It's really simple. So even the rebranding name euphoria hasn't lasted for a long time. And that is a great problem that Facebook has always been able to overcome through solid numbers and growth for investors. Will Meta be able to succeed in the future? Let me know in the comments. And this is the end for Meta Platforms. Hope you liked the analysis of the company and especially the 3 pros and cons of the company itself, opportunities versus challenges. Thank you so much for listening. And of course, if you like the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much and see you for the next contents. Bye.